Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday, September the 9th, and we are going to continue working on rounding and estimating numbers. I have your what you're going to learn, your why are we learning, and how you're going to know on the screen. So you can look through those. They are the same as yesterday. Um, we're going to continue rounding today to the nearest 10. So let's just jump right in and get started with our first problem. So we have a girl named Mariah that is shopping at Target. She has $90. She needs to determine if she has enough money to buy all the items in her cart. So I want you to imagine a shopping cart filled with some items that Mariah may be purchasing. She only has $90. So she's got to determine if she has enough money. So I hope everybody's imagining that shopping cart full of items that she might want to purchase. She has the cost of the items already. She knows that one of the items is $17, the other item is $32, and the third item that she has is $28. How could Mariah determine if she has enough money without a calculator? And does she need to know or need to find the exact cost to know if she has enough money? So one of the ways that Mariah could do that would be to use rounding or an estimation, because those numbers become nice and friendly. They're easier to add or subtract within our head. So she could do it by using one of those methods. Does she need to find an exact cost to know if she has enough money? If we're using estimation and rounding, then we're not getting an exact cost. So she doesn't need to know. She can get a roundabout answer and determine whether or not she has enough money. So let's figure out how we can do that. One of the things that rounding helps you is to estimate numbers. Rounding helps us estimate. There are other ways to estimate as well that we're going to be learning, but rounding is one of those that we're going to be working on again today. The thing that we have to think about when we're rounding is, how does knowing the two tens, number it is between help us round? It's important for us to know that, because when we're rounding to the nearest 10, then it's allowing us to get as close to the original amount as possible. So rounding to the nearest 10 will help us determine whether or not she's going to have enough money. But we have to know the two tens that the amount is between. So that's going to be really, really important. Mathematicians have a convention that when a number is halfway between two numbers, we round it to the larger number. So what that means is a way it is usually. Convention means a way in which something usually is done. So they have like a little method of which it's usually done. So in this case, it allows us to just go ahead and round up to the next number if it is halfway in between, which is that benchmark. Remember yesterday we talked about the number in between the two tens, and that's kind of our benchmark as to what we're going to decide to do with our rounding, whether we round up to the next 10 or round down to the 10 before. So our numbers were 17, 32, and 28. I'm going to go back to that screen just to be sure. 17, 32, 28. So we're going to do our number line like we did yesterday. And I don't have my blocks put in here, so I'm going to insert my text boxes as we go through. And we're going to determine the first one for 17. So we've got to think about what two tens 17 is between. So I'm going to give you a second to think about that in your mind. So hopefully you have said that 17 is between 10 and the second 10 would be 20. So when you're counting, you're going to count by your tens. I noticed yesterday that some people were counting by their fives, and they were putting the two tens as, like, the first number would have been 10, the second number would have been 15. remember, we're talking about 10, so we're thinking about what is the two tens the number is in between. So we're going to insert another text box, and we're going to pull that over, decide what two tens 17 is in between. So in this particular case, it's going to be 20. I've got to determine what this middle number is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and paste another box there. And as most of you all remember from yesterday, the middle number is going to be right in the middle of the two tens, and that number is going to be 15. Where would 17 be on this number line? Is it going to be on the left side of that benchmark number, or is it going to be on the right? As we all know, when we're counting, 15 comes before 17, so I'm going to start at 15. 16, 17. So 17 is going to fall on the number line here. If we're thinking about what mathematicians said, that if a number is at the halfway point or to the right, then it's going to round to the greater number. So if I am rounding 17, I hope everybody's saying I'm going to round 17 to 20. So if I'm thinking about this number, I'm thinking that it's going to be 20. The next one is going to be 32. 32. So let's think about what two tens 32 is between. So what two tens is 32 between? I'm going to go ahead and make my boxes while you're thinking. So we got to get that thinking in this morning. Or Miss Bays is trying to get her thinking in this morning while she's doing this PowerPoint. So you're doing this PowerPoint by mid-afternoon, so you should be in good shape. You got your mind together. All right, so what two tens is 32 between? Well, I already know that when I count by my tens that 30 comes right before 32. So I know the first one's going to be 30. But what 10 comes after 30? Oh, yep, 40. I hope that's what you said this morning. Oops, that one's upside down. Turn my box around. Oops. The struggle is real on these computers, guys. All right, and then we're going to move that text box just a tad. Okay, now we're going to decide what number is in the middle of the two tens. And I'm hoping everybody is yelling out 35. So where would 32 be? Would it be to the left of 35 or would it be to the right? You got it. 32 is less than 35, so it's going to be over here. 2 over. So I'm going to go ahead and put another text box in. And we're going to put 32 here. So 32, if we think about what we did yesterday, it's going to be closer to 30. It's on the left of 35. So that means any number that's the left of 35 or that benchmark number, it's going to round to the lower 10. So it's going to round to 30. So now we have 20 and 30. How much easier is that to add together than 17 and 32? So now I can do that mental math. And as of right now, with just these two numbers, 30 plus 20 equals 50. So she's got enough money so far. Let's see what's going to happen with this last number. So the last number is 28. What two tens is 28 between? I'm going to let you think a minute while I'm putting those text boxes in. What two tens is 28 between? I'm hearing those little voices of yours, even though they're not here, saying it's 20, Miss Bays. It's going to be 20. So yes, it is going to be 20. And the second 10, what 10 comes after 20 when we're counting? You said it, 30. What's going to be that middle number? Remember, the middle number always is going to be that benchmark number that we're going to use to help guide us in our rounding. And that middle number is going to be 25. And it's upside down again. So it's going to be 25. Where would 28 be on this number line? Is it going to be before the 25 or after? You said it, it's going to be after. So I can go to where 25 is and just count 26, 27, 28. So 28 is going to be on this line here. Now let's think about what we've already learned about rounding so far. If 28 is here, what number is it going to round to? Yes, it's going to round to 30. So now we have the numbers that we're going to add together. So we already know that we had a 20 and a 30. So that made 50. Oops, sorry. That made 50. And then 30 more gives us 80. Is Mariah going to have enough money for her shopping today? Remember, she had $90. So yes, Mariah will have enough money. All right, there's a couple things I want to show you quickly for your assignment today. You're going to have a problem of the day, so I'm going to pull that up for you. And your problem of the day today is Carson has a total of 157 sports cards. He has blank baseball cards and blank football cards. How many cards would Carson have of each to get the total sports cards? So this is one of those problems where you're going to come up with a number to fill in for each one of them. But remember, he's got 157 sports cards. So you've got to decide what should go in these two spaces, and you can click and put your answer. Of course, you're going to have the target slide where you're going to find the video for today. So you're going to just go here and it will pull up the link. There's going to be that math anchor chart to help you. You're going to have your learning targets here for you to review. You're going to do an activity today that's going to be a drag and drop. It's asking you to round to the nearest 10, and you're just going to match the pairs. They're going to give you an example here. So they're saying that they drug up 23. What would 23 round to? And it's 20. So you're going to go and pull these numbers up, and you're going to find the matching pair and put it right beside of it, just like this one. So if you choose 95, you've got to find the one that matches and put it on the side. Okay? And that is all the classwork that you have for today. If you did not finish yesterday's classwork, I would highly recommend that you do. I'm going to be contacting you today because I had several that did not finish their work yesterday. So if you are one of those, you're going to need to be working on that assignment as well to finish that up to get a grade from me. Some of you have already gotten responses back. Remember that you can always increase your score if you want to make corrections based on what I send you back. So feel free to do that. And you will get that second chance to make those corrections. I hope everybody has a great day. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, I will be available on the whole group Google Meet after 1 o'clock. So you can get back on there if you've got a question, and I will do my best to help you out. Have a great day.